It's the last page.
Do you have it?
My tab 7, last page is page 35.
Well, let me just read it. It's one line I want to read, okay? And let me see whether you recall, because it says, I was asked, this is you, I was asked to seek permission if there was need for communication with any other witness. Okay, do you recall saying this in court under oath in the Ruto case?
Yes.
Okay, and do you stand by that? Do you stand by that statement that you made, that answer?
Yes.
Okay, that's it. That's all I wanted. I wanted a confirmation that you were not supposed to, you had to seek permission. That's all. Now, if we could go to tab 1, another housekeeping matter. It's 0135-0103. And it's on page 3 that I'm going to be, referring to. Just a quick matter, and while you're looking for it, yesterday I asked you whether you had any contact with witness number 18 on the list while you were in situ in location number 6. And I specifically, if you might recall, asked you if you had visited her while she had taken ill. And you could not remember.
Yes, I could not remember.
Now, if we look at line 98, starting with line 98, or somewhere there, it seemed very loyal then. Now, my mission there, because, I'm going to skip the name, now knew that number 18, and number 18 had refused to receive phone calls from them, when I left location number 18. When I left location number 6, I want to say, even before I went, before I got out of location number 6, I went to hospital to go and see number 18, person number 18, that I was where she was, and where she was in a coma. I did tell person number 18 that I was going back home. I told her I was tired, I was going to leave because I was invited by person number 2, I believe it is, or no, number 4, to go. And there was link for me going back home. So from here, can we establish at least that you did visit and speak with person number 18 while you were in location number 6?
Yes, I did confirm that we used to communicate with her too when we were in the group.
Right. There's a difference between communicating and meeting. And my question was yesterday.
Yes, this incident, I remember now it happened.
Okay, so you did visit her. You had a one-on-one, a tete-a-tete with her while she was recuperating, and you told her what I just read, right?
Exactly.
Okay, thank you. Now, we'll move on to another topic. Again, I'll try to keep this punchy and short. And this is in regards to person number 2. I'm going to refer to tab 32, and it's 0111 0140. And by way of predicate, it refers to one of your answers from yesterday, which is on page 120 and 121 of the transcript that we received last night. And it had to do with communications with, your conversations with person number 2. So if we could look at tab 32, and if we could look at page 7, which is 0111-0146. Do you have it?
Yes.
Okay.
7.
Yes.
Which paragraph?
Well, it's 32, the very, very last. Incidentally, you see that these are summaries of your conversations, right? This is not an answer, question, answer. This is a summary, the gist of what you talked, and you initial and you sign, right?
Yes.
All right. So if we look at paragraph 33, between this time and my meeting with person number 2, I received about 4 phone calls from him, which I received all in public, so I did not record these calls. These 4 calls were received after person number 2 arrived at 9 p.m. on this particular date, I think I'm not supposed to mention. And all these calls related to logistics of us meeting on the next day. Apart from the logistics of our meeting, I did not discuss any details of any offer. My phone did not capture the data of these calls. My phone, I'm going to repeat that. My phone did not capture that data of these calls. And I see that the received call log is empty. I do not know how this may have occurred. Those were your words, right?
Yes, on this day.
Okay. And so, other than your representations, we don't know exactly what really, what you all talked about, what you and person number 2 talked about during those four phone calls, right? Because we don't have a record. So we don't, other than what you're telling us, we can't verify it objectively, can we?
There are no records.
Okay. Now, if we, one more matter on this topic, tab 41, this is from a transcript dated 21/11/2014, and I'm going to be referring to page 22. So tab 41, if you could find it.
Yes.
Okay, and if you could go to page 22.
Did you say tab 41 and page 22?
Yes, Your Honor. It should be a transcript. We can see at the top left corner that it
I don't
refers.
have a page 22 in my own
Oh,
bundle.
that is unfortunate. Well, you could take my word for it while I read it, or I would hand you my copy, but then I wouldn't be able to read.
Carry on, Mr. Cannabis.
Okay.
I'd listen.
You have it, right, sir?
I don't.
You don't either? Well, my fault.
Stand by. Do you have it? Do you have page 22? in your tab 41.
Your Honor, I have the page, but I'm not working from the defense's tab. I've still got my
Okay.
old
All
Rusha and
right.
Sang file.
If we have a moment, and, anyway, it's my fault, totally my fault, Your Honor. I'm to blame for that. Probably I
Can you,
messed up the works.
Your Honor, may I suggest that the
We-
court officer... Oh, thank you. Just call it up on the screen and we can all see it.
Yes, please.
We can put the PDF onto the evidence channel, if that would be of help.
Yes, please go ahead and do that.
It's on evidence channel 1.
My apologies again, Your Honor. Can I start?
Yes, please, Mr. Canavas.
Okay. Do you have it, sir? Can you see it?
Can you help him, Mr. Court Officer?
And I'm going to start around line 8 starts the question, but really the gist of the matter is around line 19. So if you could sort of look at lines 8 to 19 very quickly, or 18, and then I'll read from line 19. Where is the recording of the conversation where person number 2 is telling you all of this? This is in regards to what you're saying above, that there's information about new witnesses and what have you. And your answer is, there is no recording because I said at some stage, I was not sure of what time I was discussing this with person number 2, but I gave that I had information that at our discussion sometime we had discussed, and he told me about what I informed. Everything that I got from person number 2, I informed, and I felt was of need for record, I informed the investigators. Do you recall saying that, sir?
Yes.
Okay. Well, that was it for that. One other minor housekeeping matter, and then we'll hopefully pick it up a little bit more. I now want to refer to tab 66. Tab 66, 0135, 0113, and we're going to be looking at page number 2. And for the record, this is a document. This is dated 26 March 2014. It's an interview with the gentleman. Are we still in private? We shouldn't be. We don't have to be. Okay.
We're in public.
Okay, good.
Open session.
Okay, open session. When you have it, sir, page number 2, let me know. And you can go right down to line 62.
Sorry. What?
Okay, the tab is 66. 66.
It's in your second binder.
Yeah, I can see it on my phone.
Okay, great, super. Now, if you could look to line 62. The number that person number 4 was calling you, on who else was calling you on that number? And it goes on. Your answer, not that one, not the one you were calling me through. It would be the one that my family was calling me through. Question by the interviewer. Okay, all right. Let me just to be a pain, okay, we have 616 Kenya numbers ending in 616. The 058 number, the 760, I don't recall which one. Your answer, I do not recall. Okay, for sure. It's very hard for me to recall for now. With all the numbers, the exact number he was calling me through. So are you saying here, sir, here's the question, that you didn't know person number two's number? You couldn't remember which number he was calling you from?
Person number 2.
I mean, person number 4. I'm sorry, I apologize. Person number 4.
I will not recall what number exactly he called
Okay.
me through.
And again, this is March 26, 2014. Now we go to another document, which is in tab 67, and now this is 2 July 2014, tab 67, 0135 0509. If we go to page 25, now, this, again, it relates to person number 4, and you've told us that he was a very close and dear friend of yours, and you communicated quite often with. If we can go to now line 915, all right, when person number 4 called you, what number did he call you from? Answer, I don't recall that number now. You know, number 4 has so many numbers. And where is that SMS, that SIM card? The SIM card for 0705. Where is that SIM card now? Your answer, I left it at home. Okay. Then you go on. Because I felt that most people knew that number. If they were to monitor, if anybody wanted to monitor that number, will not associate my movement with that number. It will just be seen in a lot of, plus the phone that. Most often, that number I used left it at home. So, again, what you're telling the investigators is at this stage, you don't recall which number you were communicating with person number 4. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Let's move on. Something more exciting, I guess. Another very small housekeeping matter. And this is in regards to what you testified on direct and what you testified yesterday. No trick questions, so I'm just going to put to you what you said on direct and then what you said on cross yesterday and give you an opportunity to maybe clarify the discrepancy, okay? So this is in regards to you returning back home, leaving the field and coming back the first time. And when you meet person number 4, okay, we talked about the big lie, but now we're on to the second version, which is you meeting number 4, who then will take you to meet with Mr. Gicheru, okay?
Yes.
All right, so on direct examination, and I'm looking at page 78, and this is 2/15/2022. After these meetings with person number 2, did there come a time stage where you left location number 6 and returned to Kenya? And then you go on.
Which tab are you looking at, Mr.
Um,
Canavas, please?
I was looking, I wasn't aware that I needed to have a tab for the This is from the transcript, Your Honor.
Okay.
My apologies.
Thank you.
I'm on page 78, line 24. Are we ready? Okay. So it says here, after these meetings with person number 2, did there come a stage where you left location number 6 and returned to Kenya? Do you recall being asked that question?
Yes.
Okay. And then further down, around line number 14, where I'm trying to save time, I made this decision myself when I left location number 6. I made a decision to go back home. Question. All right. And after you return home, did there come a time when you were again in contact with persons connected to the witness bribery scheme? Answer. Yes, my honor. I knew back of my mind that it was in public domain that I was involved in issues to do with this court, and my safety was in jeopardy. And then you go on. Therefore, I tried my level best, now that I have information of who was concerned, in making sure that people, when witnesses go back home, they live safely. Do you recall saying that?
Yes.
Okay. And then you go on, and to make it short, page 80, line 24.
Counsel, please wait for it to be brought up on the screen and slow down.
Mr. Canavas, the interpreters want you to slow down so that the transcript that you're reading from can be brought up on the screen, please.
I apologize. I'm looking at the clock and I'm looking at what I need to go through.
And I really do appreciate that. But take your time, in the best interest
Yes.
of your client,
Yes.
of course.
So if we go to page 80, line 24, and it says, and what transpired next regards your wish to get in touch with Mr. Gicheru. Person number 4 is the one who introduced me to Mr. Gicheru. This is on the next page now. And please tell the chamber how that came about. Person number 4 is a good friend of mine. I knew him when I was working in the organization. So when you say organization, that's not the OTP, it's some other organization, right?
I gave the number to.
Okay. And then if we could just move to the next page. to a case that he was involved in, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Now, as I understand your testimony on direct examination,
Just a moment, Mr. Canavas. I see the witness raising his hand. Do you want to say anything, Mr. Witness?
Yes, my honor. Person named number 2 concerning these matters is the only one who have been having these cases in the country. And therefore, he can also get to know my identity because we are discussing in public.
we can go in private session.
Madam Court Officer, can we please go into private session? Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Witness.